buddy, you're up next.
Cool.
All right. Nate, as an architectural home designer with a whopping 5,000 home designs under your belt and over 10 years experience building contemporary spec homes, why have you decided to launch your latest project, My Contractor Me, and how does it align with your residential design company, Idesignworks?
Sure, yeah. So, I've been doing residential home design for 22 years. My father's been an architect since 1972, so I've grown up in the business. I've grown up, my uncles and cousins are all in the development building business as well, so it's been my entire life. And My Contractor Me is going to be a 6-hour educational series on how to teach homeowners to work with their contractor, from everything from the beginning of like having the initial conversation with your spouse or your significant other to the very end where you're doing a home warranty potentially, or how do I get my warranty out of my contractor and what does that really mean, right? And so just through the years, and this has been something 4 or 5 years very much on the forefront, but really 20 years of just listening to people and everything from they're always going to get the house built. Well, the majority of the time they're always going to get the house built, and it's the process, right? Like you're mentioning, it's the experience that these people are having of, like what change orders come up. Like, did I not plan something? Something pops up and you don't know in the middle of a remodel, or something happens, right? And next thing you know, it's $50,000 more, and it takes 6 months longer. At the end, you see them at the barbecue. Everybody's happy, it's exciting, whatever. But then, everybody has a few drinks and kids are running around. They sit back and they go, "Man, this costs an extra $100,000 and it took 6 extra months." And you don't hear that, right? And so, when it comes down to it, it's just people don't know what they know, like you were mentioning, and it's if they have the education behind that, then they can actually have an educated conversation with the contractor and people they're working with to be able, whether it's the realtor or the mortgage person or interior designer, or when you say the word MEPS, like if you're a contractor, what does MEPS mean? And everybody's like, I don't really know, but MEPS is mechanical, electrical, plumbing, systems. And so giving some people best practice, terminology, just all the kind of insider information somebody needs to know. And there's no big secret here, it's just, but it's giving somebody in your face, this is the process from beginning to end.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think that is incredible and absolutely brilliant. When we first had our initial conversation, you started walking me through what you're planning on doing, what you have been doing, and why you were planning on rolling out this new service, this new product. And I think it's going to be huge, because doing what I do as someone who was a lender, who's currently an agent, also does this, has done some investing in the past. I have a lot of friends who are flipping like crazy, right? Doing a lot of flips. And now a lot of them are shifting from buying homes that need to be torn down or improved to just buying land and building. And it seems like there's like this trend, this culture of people who haven't gone through that process. Maybe have a tremendous amount of experience with construction or revamping a home or doing a flip, but not necessarily starting from A and going to Z. So I think you're going to do extremely well there. At what point in time did you say, this is definitively a product I want to start pursuing?
Sure. Well, I like I mentioned, this is 4 or 5 years of me taking notes in a binder and just continually massaging, writing scripts, changing scripts, and I really came to the point where I wanted to just get the bullet points across to people, and then talk about each one of them, And so, really, this last year and a half, 2 years, as everybody's being forced to use Zoom calls and get online, and all the kids are educating themselves, and the millennial generation is there, and they're eager for the information. They want to know, and they just don't, right? And so we're going to put this out at an affordable price that people can say this is a no-brainer, and then they get their 6 hours of education, and there'll be 12 different parts to the series, and at the end, throughout the process, they'll be able to take a quiz. During that quiz, they're going to get some kind of financial benefit during, whether it's with I'm not going to name suppliers, but certain suppliers that are well-known suppliers that are going to be able to give them a discount during the process. So they're actually going to be able to get something back, and it's not just paying for the course. They actually get to receive a discount during the process.
Interesting. That's incredible. When can we expect to have access to this?
We are currently filming. We started a couple weeks ago. We're filming this weekend up here, and then we'll be editing in May, and we're planning to launch early June.
Excellent. Fantastic. Well, I know I have a lot more questions. Do you guys have any questions?
When did you know you were a success at that? I mean, that's just a huge amount to take on. Is there one point that you said, I need to do this? This is something that I think would be really beneficial for my clients.
I think it's just over the last 20 years, just understanding, listening to people, and it's important that people spend sometimes their life savings on, and they're going to do this once, and they go through. It's going to take 6 months to a year, and they're trusting somebody with potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars, in the process. And so I think just having that experience is super important. I think in anybody's life, right? So.
I think it's a phenomenal time to launch that too, because what you find now is people are more willing to cut small checks to save big checks, right? And that's what you're talking about. I built a home several years ago. We had no clue what we were doing. And the builder is not wired to be a great communicator. They're wired to be great builders. And so there's no advocate for you to understand and to bring it down to an elementary level. So this is a brilliant idea to bring to the market.
Love that.
Yeah, I think so too. It's overwhelming to think of buying a house. Like we're thinking about being buyers right now, and the market's so crazy. We're like, should we build? And then we're like, oh, that just seems really overwhelming. So that's awesome.
Yeah, it's funny that we're the professionals, the experts, but then we forget how much is involved. And then we go back through and we're like, oh my gosh, this is stressful. And I'm a lender and it's stressful getting a home or real estate or whatever. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, fantastic. So here's something else I'd like to ask. Your business is based in Oregon, but you're also operating in Texas, Arizona.
Correct, yeah. So Idesignworks, I'm expanding that business to multiple markets. Just through COVID and whatnot, I've shifted my business model to not having employees since everybody wants to work from home anyways. So shifting to 1099 partners that I could easily hire as employees. I want to give them the opportunity to build their business and continue to support them. And so I'm expanding to the different states to kind of continue to find other good people that are willing to work hard and see the vision and be able to help them
Excellent.
through the process.
Right on. Fantastic.